past Sacramento, so I was kind of shocked.
You can do California now?
Well, in some spots you can, some spots you can't. LA, you can't do shit.
It's bullshit.
So, like Silicon Valley, you can't do shit. North of Sacramento, you can do stuff, and that's apparently it. I had to drive like 70 minutes just to go because I was just going crazy. I wanted to go do something,
All right, we're live.
Oh!
Yeah. This is what live feels like.
Hello, world.
Hi. YouTube.
Hi.
Hello, YouTube.
You want a part of me?
Yeah. What are we doing? All right, theme song. Let me get back over there.
John can fuck my Beheimer.
There is nothing wrong with your podcast feed, but there is something wrong with your taste of podcasts. Unfortunately, now we are in control somehow.
Ow. Yeah, fuck. Yeah.
Anyway, do not attempt to turn off the podcast. Although you're fully capable of, we just really don't want you to. Welcome to LIW Anthology Series Review.
Hello, citizens. Welcome to that show. My name is Phoenix. John can fuck my Beheimer West.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
Frank in my dick.
Frankenheimer this.
Adam forgot how the order goes.
Well, you changed the videos. That's all right. You changed the positioning.
We said we're going clockwise.
Oh, did we? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
fine. It's fine.
I don't care.
It's Jansen's last episode.
It is my last episode.
That's all that matters.
You would think that poor Jansen could at least go out with an episode that just was good. Just
like a good banger, something fun.
A zinger, something to fond memories.
This was well directed. I'll give it that much.
Shut up, Dick.
All right, let's just get into it. Let me throw the ticker on there. There we go.
Ooh, look at that.
Yep.
This is the first time we've had that.
Fancier than it really is.
Yeah.
I'm very curious why the right side of the show, Jansen and Adam, are pissed.
I'm not pissed. It just wasn't that good.
It's just another Tales from the Crypt episode. This show blows, and we never see anything that changes our mind about it.
It's nothing impressive. It wasn't like, super highbrow or super entertaining or like a super thoughtful dialogue or anything. Like it was just kind of bland. I mean, like it was a Tales from the Crypt episode. It was a cutesy story that they try to do something with. And I'll give you that the directing was good, right? Frankenheimer definitely knows what he's doing, but he had a script and a story that fucking blew. So
I'm convinced
that's kind of where I'm at.
Alfred Hitchcock himself could come back from the dead, direct an episode of this, and it would still fucking suck.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say the episode isn't that great. I liked it though.
Of course you did.
No, it has nothing to do with Frankenheimer. It's just not.
Of course not.
No, I agree with you, Phoenix. It wasn't bad, and like it was enjoyable, but I'm looking for those gems. I'm looking for something that's really entertaining, and this just wasn't it. It was okay. It was decent to watch. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it either.
I'm not sure why Jansen's angry, but I can say the reason I'm angry is that this started off as something and finished as less than something. That's what made me angry. It started off good, like it might have had somewhere to go, some kind of an interesting twist. And then literally just the episode, like about 3/4 of the way through, just reveals itself to say, oh, by the way, this is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Goodbye.
Yeah, it kind of peters out.
Really bad.
It peters out, but it didn't bother me. That's why I'm trying to understand the emotions you guys had at the end of the episode.
I wanted to like it. I really wanted to like it. I wanted to be wrong. I wanted to see an episode of this show that was like, this was actually entertaining. And I
guess here's my point. This show's terrible.
Yeah.
Tales from the Crypt is terrible. So why suddenly now are you upset?
Because this is directed by he who can do no wrong, John Frankenheimer.
Oh, he does plenty of wrong. What are you talking about?
It's
That's why I get a little angry when you say, "Oh, of course you liked it," because he directed. There's so many movies of his that are just fucking terrible. So that's not it. He directs a lot of garbage, and the story. If it wasn't for his directing, even the beginning part would have been stupid. This is a weird one. Because I completely agree with you. It just kind of peters out because it sets up this great thing where the mousy librarian, it literally says that in IMDb.
It's almost like it sets up some kind of a story and then just changes its mind and decides like it's just not going to go anymore. It's like, oh, and we're gonna just roll it, cut it, print. Let's go home.
Budget cuts, man.
I feel like it didn't have enough room to breathe there at the end. They're like, we got to get done.
Yeah, it felt kind of sped along for sure.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I don't know what to say.
Why did this show exist?
Dick, let's blame you.
That's fine. I'll take responsibility.
Okay, this is a confusing one for me. I want to hear what you guys think. And Dick was basically at the end of the commentary episode goes, if you don't like this, you're not going to like any of them. And that's what we're trying to say is we don't, for the most part, we don't like any of them.
Yeah.
I like this one.
We're done.
We're done. It's over.
This is why we changed away from Tales from the Crypt review, because it's not a good show. Every episode we've done that has not been Tales from the Crypt, we've enjoyed. Even the Friday the 13th episode. Not Tales from the Dark Side, though. I correct myself right there. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was worse than any Tales from the Crypt we've done. That was so bad.
Like Tales from the Crypt, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie is more fun than the TV show.
Exactly. Yeah.
I did really enjoy the movie.
The movie's good.
Then you realize how cheap the show is, and it's just garbage, bargain basement production on everything. And you get this, which is supposed to be this great series based on 1950s comic books, and the stories don't work now. They need to update them or something. I don't know. But even good directors can't do anything with it.
I think you just said it all with 1950 comic books.
Well, they could do something. Like, that's a good spot to start.
Yeah. But I think they're going like cut and paste. They're doing Zack Snyder's on all these episodes. It's like cut and paste the actual dialogue. And
Release the Snyder cut!
Yeah.
Well, even Snyder was smart enough to get rid of the giant squid. Like,
I'll give you that much. Yeah, that's true.
So,
okay, fine. I'm sorry. Robert Rodriguez did cut and paste Sin City, because that's pretty much all cut and paste Sin City.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like there is no original moment in that movie at all. It's all from the comic.
Yeah.
I take that back. Rutger Hauer was all not comic, but that's Rutger Hauer did that.
Can you tell me, do you know what your episode is going to be for episode 30? Because you're going to pick the episode. You're number one on your top 10.
Oh, probably the John Lovitz episode, because why not? I think that one's funny. And at least that one has some comedy elements to it, and John Lovitz is in it, so it's worth watching for him.
Okay.
I'm an actor. Look at me. I'm John Lovitz. Oh, I'm in
This sounds awful. What you're describing sounds awful.
No, but it ends on a very horrific, like it's kind of shockingly gross, the ending. Oh, Adam's gone.
Yeah, he was paused for a while.
He had to go and execute a big turd.
Who knows?
This is like
I'm gonna lost my words.
It's like a weird. This is like a weird funeral episode.
Yeah, I'm kind of in a limbo. It's like I don't know what else to really say about this episode. It just really didn't do anything for me. Were you barking? Are you okay?
I'm coughing. I'm dying.
See what this episode did to you?
Well, okay.
Frankenheimer.
Since everyone's kind of like, we don't know what to say, let me just go. I started this off. Adam said his internet's out, so he may or may not be back with us. We'll find out. Obviously, I have a raging, throbbing hard on for tiny hard on, according to Jansen, for Frankenheimer. But I don't use that to go, everything he does is great. I'd say 50-50. It's either going to be really good or it's going to be pretty much garbage.
Yeah.
Because he's a director for hire. So when I watched this, I was going, all right. And I was prepared to watch the shittiest episode because I have no faith in this show. And I'm watching it and I'm kind of like, oh, this is really good. I'm really liking this flow. They're in a library. It looks either like a bank lobby or a prison or like a police
Yeah,
station.
it's weird. So let me ask you this then: how does that make you feel about Frankenheimer then? Because like you just said, his stuff is either really great and you love it and like you full on love it, or you hate it and it's stupid and it sucks. So how does it feel to see such a middle of the road piece of work from him? I mean, do you think that's the Tales from the Crypt factor of it, or do you think that's by his own doing?
I don't view this as middle of the road. I like this. I like the directing.
Okay.
I liked everything about the directing.
Mm-hmm.
The story, I didn't hate it as much as you guys did. You and Adam.
Yeah.
It's a basic
Yeah.
thriller story. That's about it.
It didn't have a fucking painting. It didn't have a bunch.
I mean, it did have a painting.
It did have a painting.
It didn't have a magical painting. You know what I'm talking about.
We don't know if it was magical or not.
Did the episode involve a magical painting?
It could have.
Hey, Adam's really going crazy in that chat.
Help me.
But so I did like it. I
Well, he said email him the link. The Facebook is out too. That's what he said.
email him the link.
Your string yard
Well,
pass or whatever.
someone else fucking talk then, so I can do that.
Well, you just had a hate and anger. Use your hate and anger to make a sentence.
So I don't hate it. Like I want to get that across. Like it's not that I have like extreme negativity towards this episode. It just I didn't like it much either. Like honestly, truthfully, for me, it was a middle of the road episode. It was a 5. It wasn't something that I'm gonna go tell my other friends about. You know, hey, you got to watch this shit. But it's not something that I wouldn't, tell somebody about if they asked me to. So it just wasn't. It didn't do anything special for me. And I think. I don't know where I was going with that, but
I think all these shows are like that. They're very middle of the road. They're just not much to them. They're not. It feels like they're having fun. I think they're having fun, but it feels like they're not having fun. It's just weird.
Doesn't it feel like they're talking about some show, like everyone that's involved in this production and all the fans, like everybody involved or the fans of the show? It feels like they're throwing a big fucking party, and they're like, "This party's amazing. You gotta be there." And
everybody's sucking each other's dicks.
You go the next year, and
fucking
you're like,
alcohol everywhere.
Even the kid in the Babylon 5 shirt got a hand job.
It just feels like when I watch it, I'm like, I don't get even a fraction of what you're getting out of this show, and I don't understand it. And I want to. That's what infuriates me.
Would you say, because people who love Friday the 13th movies, I don't think they're good at all. In fact, I hate them, and yet people just love them. Yep. Like there's just love for them that I don't understand, and they know they're schlock, and I guess that's why they like them, because they are schlock. But there's like no. Most of those movies are just boring, and they're not fun. They're just Jason kills somebody, or it's not Jason, or it's Jason's mother, and it's little Jason, and then he becomes a supernatural being in one other movie. They're not consistent at all, and yet people just love these movies, and they feel like, oh, that's one of the greatest horror franchises of all time. I'm just like, is it?
Well, at least those. Sorry, Adam, I just saw you. At least those I get something out of. But a good comparison is Dexter. Jansen every time, and people fucking love that show. And I watch it, and I go, I just don't get it. I don't. Get it.
Dexter's shit.
It's that show. I like. Don't get me wrong. I can see from the perspective of people who don't enjoy it, and it's absolutely not for everyone.
Surprise, motherfucker!
I think that
surprise.
I kind of watched the show. I kind of watched the show as it developed, and so it's got like that Game of Thrones feeling. Like you were in it as it was happening, so you were really enjoying it, and then you get fucked by it towards the end. And anybody who's watched Game of Thrones knows that it fucking wasn't worth it.
Well,
It wasn't worth it.
I would say the difference was Game of Thrones was consistently good until the last two seasons, and then Dexter was good for like a season, bad for 2 seasons, good for half a season, then bad for a season, then came back, it was okay, and then it came back, it was even worse. It's like they never was consistency there. There's maybe like one good season.
Oh, you're
The
talking
first
about
season's
Dexter.
yeah, I would say the first season's good.
We're drawing a comparison from Dexter to fans of Tales from the Crypt, where they talk it up and they're like, "You got to watch it," and like, "I love this show," and you watch it and you're like,
No, I think this show's like the Mandela effect. I think people just remember the show being better than it really was. Like they might have watched it when it was out, but they don't really remember any of it. They can't. There's no way.
No, I've been talking to people, obviously, because this, I have this thing on Twitter, and people write to me and they're like, "I love this episode." This, and I'm like, "Recently?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "How?" People fucking genuinely like it, and I don't understand it.
Maybe
I think Dexter was consistent for me because I didn't like it from the very beginning. And there's some stuff I like in there, and I thought was really enjoyable, but it's few and far between.
I liked it until they got rid of the tongue-in-cheek humor and started going like super dark. I'm like, nah, I don't need this. I walked away
That's
from
why
it.
I like it.
Yeah, I liked the tongue-in-cheek stuff, and then when they got rid of that, I was like, nah, no, I'm not interested anymore.
Yeah, but when did they do the tongue-in-cheek stuff? That was more toward the end of the series, wasn't it?
No, it started off because I mean it's all circumstantial. I mean he's a serial killer getting away with shit, and watching him get away with shit is half the fun of the show. And then
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about Tales from the
yeah,
Crypt.
I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it yet, but there's a certain point where things catch up to him, and it's like, you did this too soon, And yeah, no, that's bullshit.
I just hated that fucking girl. What's her name? Jennifer Carpenter.
Deb
Deb is the worst fucking character in
So
serial
if there's
history.
any good reason to watch that show all the way through, it's for Deb.
When she's on like fucking drugs because she fucked her brother and she's all fucked up and she drinks, she's on drugs, she falls in love with the wrong guy all the time because he ends up being a serial killer.
Yeah, I didn't want to see all that. I don't want to see any of that. No.
I told Jensen, we were talking about the reboot, and I was like, "Please tell me the reboot is he goes back to season 1, episode 1, and kills Deb right there." I'd watch the shit out of that.
So, well, I'll tell you what you should do. You watch Dexter, and then you go to that movie, the guy that did Brawl and Precinct 90 or Cell Block 99.
What's his name?
His latest movie he did with Vince Vaughn and Mel Gibson.
Dragged Across Pavement.
Yes, Dragged Across Pavement.
Concrete.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
With that one scene where Jennifer Carpenter goes to the bank to work again, and the fucking guys blow her fucking fingers off, and they blow her head off. That's amazing.
It's amazing. I don't remember that.
Oh, it's the best part of the movie.
Dragged Across. I think it's called.
Tell my baby.
Yeah, I think now I remember that.
It's so fucked up. That movie is fucked up. It's worth watching, but it's just that guy makes them way too. They're like 2.5 hour long movies. They're very long.
See, I will say this: so I'm glad that Game of Thrones turned out the way it did, because I got so tired of people begging me to watch that show, and I sat and I tried to watch like 4 episodes, and I fucking fell asleep watching those. I was so bored watching that show.
I'm so middle of the road on that show. I like a lot of it. I don't like dragons and fantasy and bullshit.
I don't either, dude. That's part of the problem. Is that's just not my thing. None of that. I just don't like it.
There's some really good stuff in there. And by the time it ended, I was like, "Oh, you need to die already!" Like the show, just go away. It gets so fucking weird. But see, this is why we got that comment. You guys don't talk about Tales from the Crypt. This is why we stopped doing LIW Tales from the Crypt review. This is why we changed it, because this is what the fuck happens. We cannot discuss Tales from the Crypt because what the fuck are we supposed to say? What are we gonna, Adam? What were your thoughts on the librarian in this first couple scenes?
I would fuck Blythe Danner though. There's something about her.
Yeah, she's got kind of that MILF thing going on.
Yeah.
Don't fuck her. You know what happens?
You get stabbed.
Another fucking Gwyneth comes out.
Ew. No, one vagina candle series is enough.
I was just watching Paul the other night, and she showed up.
I forgot. Where's she in Paul?
She plays the girl that Paul visited when he landed as a little girl, and now she's grown up.
Oh, fuck, I do not remember that at all.
Yeah, I watched that movie once, but I watched it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Was it funny?
Yeah, I mean, it's no it's no Edward Wright. movie,
No.
but,
Well, that's the thing. It was missing Edgar Wright.
yeah, he definitely misses his charm. And you can tell they didn't write it the way that I wrote the Cornetto trilogy.
No,
It
yeah.
doesn't work. But it's not bad. It's fun. Don't expect anything great, but
No, I'm not going to watch it. I saw it once already. I'm done.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen, I can't stand Seth Rogen anymore. I can't stand
I don't
him.
like him either.
He's just irritating. He's just so aggravating. I can't stand him anymore. Shut up. Every movie, he's the same fucking character.
We're
He's
already
like,
off topic. Oh,
I still like him.
we can.
So, Tales from the Crypt.
Okay. Librarian sees there's a fucking gang there that he stabs a newspaper from an old guy, takes it away, and apparently he's going to look for a job in there. Who knows why the fuck he took it? Was it just a comic thing?
he didn't take the classified ads.
I don't know what he took, but it says Maniac at Large on top of the newspaper. That's a big heading. And he goes back to the table. The head librarian bitch, the boss, comes over and is like, "Give me that, motherfucker." And they see some. It looked like carvings to us, but apparently it was just pencil. Like they politely penciled it in.
Yeah,
It's
it's
the
the
most
most
pussy-
hardcore library gangsters ever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the girl's hair.
I was really hoping that would come into play where she was the killer and would pull out like a whip or something.
No, let's talk about the gangsters. What fucking gang goes to a library to fucking have a good time?
It's
They're
it's
obviously not a gang.
1992.
Gang boys, please, gang boys.
They're just kids fucking around. They're not a gang.
But of all the places you can go to in the world, a library?
Hey, there ain't much in that town, bro.
Yeah, we don't know where it is.
That's true.
Library is free. It's open. It's got AC.
And this library is open all day, all night, apparently,
This is
because
free Wi-Fi libraries too. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah, can you imagine that? I can't remember a
There's
world
nothing,
like that.
man. There's nothing in there to fucking
No,
rip off or take.
fuck.
Or, you know,
Well, this does go. This feeds into your question, Adam. It's there's no internet. They were going there to cut up the nudie mag, up the art nudie book. Cut up the
okay.
nudie.
They knew that was in there.
And then Adam Ant was surrounded by books because he couldn't have a laptop.
He had to actually have to read.
I'll have to read these books about killers.
I'm kind of amazed that libraries still exist.
I know why they exist, because homeless people go there.
Well, there are also daycares for kids too. Like it's where
Yeah.
you dump your kids in the summertime. You know.
I remember when I was unemployed and sad, I had to go to the library all the time and use the computers there, and it was so awful. You have to like wait and get your computer, and it's so terrible. Is that about a library computer?
Oh no,
Oh.
this is Seconds. This is a really good movie.
Wow, looks like that's a nice Criterion version. Is that Blu-ray?
Fuck yeah, it is.
Oh, wow. That's quite nice. How much did that cost you?
25, 30.
Wow. That's a lot for a...
Audience, in case you've never seen an episode of Loitering in Wonderland,
This is
Phoenix
it.
West is a big fan of John Frankenheimer.
And if this is your first time with us, we're sorry.
Yeah, this
Oh,
you
sorry.
won't be. This will definitely be your last time.
Yeah. It's
I know it's mine.
I know you have lots of movies with Frankenheimer.
All right, no,
in the room.
let's flip this around. If you had one day to spend with John Frankenheimer, if you could bring him back from the dead, if you could do Barry Graves or where his name fucking was, and from the last Twilight Zone episode that we reviewed, you could bring him back from the dead for a day. What would be the first thing you'd ask him, John Frankenheimer?
why did you put up with Val Kilmer?
He put up with me.
Ouch.
He was popular and probably helped him make a lot of money.
Wouldn't that be a studio thing? Yeah.
Well, I think Frankenheimer got a bunch of money for that movie. He
I wish that would have ended with Frankenheimer just punching fucking Val Kilmer in the face. I mean, I think it's funny that he was escorted off the set, but
segregation now, segregation forever. That's a good movie. There are many series on TNT, 1995. Gary Sinise.
yeah, is that the Gary Sinise one? Yeah, that was a good show. Yeah,
Back when Gary Sinise would do everything.
Gary Sinise is versatile. He
Yeah.
just chooses not to be.
You would like
Wait.
this one, Adam.
Yeah, that's actually a good movie.
It's really good.
That's a good movie too. That's a fucked up true story too. Fucking war, mankind and war. What a horrible thing.
Your podcast is going to have no idea what's going on right now.
Yeah, that's fine. Watch the video.
Oh, that's right. This isn't on
These stupid jokes.
He's just
Anderson
holding
film.
up random Frankenheimer movies. He's going to hold up every single one of them.
George
It's-
Wallace.
I'm not holding up random. This one's not that great.
That's fucking random. I've never heard of that one. Holy shit.
Scott Johnson,
Dead Bang?
He's proud
Wow.
of his Frankenheimer collection. I
God damn.
I'm
From
trying to
Home
do
Improvement.
something with
Holy
John.
shit. What is that?
Home Improvement.
Oh my God. What's that movie about?
Uh-huh.
You've never watched it, have you?
Speaking of Val Kilmer and Bang, have you guys ever seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Oh, that's a classic.
I fucking love that movie.
That's a masterpiece right there.
My favorite Val Kilmer movie is Tombstone.
That's a good one too.
I'm gonna go with
Also, directed by George Cosmatos.
Yep.
Technically speaking, it was directed by
Cosmatos.
Kurt Russell, but no one talks about that.
No. Wonderful movie.
It is
Love
a good movie.
That's my absolute favorite Western, that one.
Absolutely. That's actually a good one too. Path to War. That DVD you have in your hand that you can't see on the podcast.
Thank you for describing it.
Was that a direct-to-video movie, or was that a cable movie? Path to War.
Made for TV. Yeah.
It was an HBO movie, I think.
Yeah.
Who was in that one?
Michael Gambon, Alec Baldwin.
Oh shit!
It's got fucking Dumbledore.
Yeah, and Alec Baldwin. Oh, that I don't know what that is. Gypsy Moths. Now that's going back right there. Oh wow! Ooh, ouch!
It's not super
Big
too
yikes.
bad. Yeah. So, librarian. She's freaking out for the whole fucking episode.
Do you have Grand Prix?
I do not. I used to.
Oh shit!
I want to get it on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
I do have Prophecy, one of the worst horror movies ever made.
Is that a Frankenheimer movie?
It's his only horror movie.
Wow.
Christopher Walken Prophecy?
Yeah, I'm confused by that one.
There's a whole series of those. I concur. That is a terrible fucking movie. I don't know why it has so many
Not
sequels.
that one. That's The Prophecy. This is
Oh, okay. Well, that
there's
explains.
a large mutant bear in it.
I'm sold.
Christopher Walken, and I did horror movies called
I'm
The
the Angel.
Prophecy.
I don't recommend watching that.
I played Gabriel the Angel.
See,
I tried watching the first one and I fell asleep about 30 minutes into it.
it's not good.
What
Yeah.
the Prophecy movie?
I love
Prophecy.
I love Christopher Walken.
We all do,
I don't.
but he doesn't save all the movies he's in.
I don't get
It's
the
the
love.
problem with
He's a
Christopher
bad
Walken.
actor. He's a bad actor.
He is not a bad actor. He's a bad line reader.
Listen to me right now.
With his acting.
Nope.
Okay, Christopher Walken is the exact same as Nicolas Cage.
Oh,
don't know-
oh,
you don't-
shots fired. Oh.
You don't know if he's good or bad. Nobody knows.
No, that's Johnny Depp.
No, Johnny Depp's just bad.
Yeah.
He is-
Johnny Depp fooled us for years because he used to do he used to do just makeup and weird stuff, and you
Johnny
thought he was
Depp-
a good actor, but he wasn't.
You guys
not
ever
a good
watched
actor.
what is it,
He works
Secret
with big
Window?
directors.
That movie was fucking terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
Secret
yeah.
Window's not good.
Oh, it
Fucking
hurts.
awful.
You know what else is terrible? Reindeer Games.
I've never seen Gary Sinise, but I've never seen it. I've never seen that movie.
Charlize Theron.
That's the director's cut. What does that mean?
It's got some more nudity in the pool.
Hey, I'd watch that.
Gary
What the
Sinise
audience
dropped
can't see is that Phoenix West has a life-size nude poster of John Frankenheimer on the door right
I
behind
wish.
him.
If you have one, send it to me.
We'll
His is
find it.
autographed.
We'll find it. It's gonna happen.
Let's back up and just as an overall episode,
Nah.
what was good about it? What was bad about it? Let's try to be kind and try to be cruel at the same time.
Well, the directing was great. The blocking, the way the camera moves in the first half of 25 or first few scenes was really well done. It's all in one location. I mean, the whole thing's a bottle episode, so you gotta give him credit there. He's got limited, space, and he uses all of it. It's very much like an old live television show production where you had to have one set, tell a story in 50 minutes and move on. But this was 25 minutes?
It was a television production. It was just on HBO.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's what I mean. But it felt like it was like a live, like one of those Playhouse 99 things. You know, when you have like a really serious director come in and do a live production on TV, and then they move on.
Hello, Leo Red. How you doing?
Leo.
Says I'm break at work, just stopping by to say what's up. I liked the music. It went on a little too long, a little too much of that music. I mean, Adam rolled his eyes when he said the directing in the beginning. I did like that, where it was panning around the library. I wish it would have been more consistent with the episode, and that's how the episode flowed, where it was going from place to place. Because as it is now, you're looking at a cool, like, following characters, moving around, and then it just stops doing that. And the episode is just watching.
You know what it feels like, Phoenix? It feels like, okay, I'll give you that. Okay, Frankenheimer, because like I said, the setup, the start of the show is pretty good. It feels like he showed up for one day. I'm John Frankenheimer. I'm here, and I'm going to Frankenheimer the shit out of this. Left, and then the other 2 days that they had to shoot this, the second unit director came in and finished it up.
I agree.
Like Poltergeist.
Yeah. Like Poltergeist.
Any Steven Spielberg movie.
Yeah.
He's on set like a third of the time.
Yeah.
So you don't really get enough of his vision in there.
I completely agree. That's why I'll never say the guy's flawless. I just think he was showing what he could do in the beginning because he thought
I was just busting your chops about
and then
that.
he stopped caring. Something happened in the second half where he's like, it just changed visually and it wasn't earned in the episode itself.
Was there a director's strike?
You always say, no matter what, you say it's a strike.
Some strike happened.
This is filmed on the set of The Island of Dr. Moreau.
Yeah.
92. What was he doing in 92? Nothing I can think of.
Lots of cocaine.
I don't think he was doing cocaine.
I was too old for that.
No, he didn't do a movie from 91 to 94. So this is a little gap there in his working.
Well, luckily for him, The Prophecy was on cable television every day, so he made a wonderful check out of that.
Do you remember that episode we did called 99 and 44% Pure Horror? Do you remember that episode, guys?
Sorry, forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
This is what the title's based on, a Frankenheimer movie.
Oh my God, here we go again.
Where do you find this shit?
I looked for that for years.
Yeah, it looks like it's hard to find, too.
It is. I had to buy a double movie.
Yeah. Man.
Don't you hate that, though? When you can't find a movie for years and years and years, and you finally see it, it's stuck on a Blu-ray with something else, and you're like, fine.
Well, that's what the Canon documentary's on. It's on a double feature. They released on Blu-ray with well, it looks like a good, fun, bad movie to watch, but I forgot what it's called.
Put it on with one of the Canon movies, I think. Probably Masters of the Universe or some shit.
No, it's not that good. I have it. Hold on, I'll go get it and see what it says.
Yeah, that is my favorite documentary, though. That fucking I watch that every once in a while, and it's just an absolute joy. There's so much coming at you at the same time. It's just wow.
I still haven't seen that. I want to.
Oh, you'll love the hell out of it. You'll watch it, and then the first thing, your first reaction is going to be, what the fuck did I just watch? And then your second reaction is going to be like, all of that happened, and I don't remember any of it. But you'll like it just because Frankenheimer is in it, and he spoke very highly of Menachem Golan.
Yeah,
Menachem Golan is a filmmaker.
So Dick was saying before the show. Yeah. I mean, so much of this episode is just devoted to the librarian freaking out. She grabs a knife from the youth who was. I thought he was scratching the knife into the thing, but apparently the knife was just random.
Oh, you know what else made me angry about this episode is the fact that all of these characters that were set up in the show, they're just there to deter you. None of the other characters in this show mean anything.
Yeah, exactly. She's running around. She gets scared. They set up Adam at way too hard. Right in the second they show him, Jansen's like, it's him. And then they hit it way too hard. So it's got Electric Boogaloo. And what's the movie?
Machete Maidens Unleashed.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
that sounds like my type of movie.
I haven't watched it yet.
I love smut like that.
Sounds like a softcore porn.
I love that kind of shit.
It probably is. See, this is a region free, but I think this is like a foreign Blu-ray though.
Yeah, because my copy of Electric Boogaloo is digital. I don't have it on any kind of a disc. Yeah.
You want it the correct way.
Yeah.
Jodorowsky's Dune. Oh god.
That's a good documentary as well.
It is good.
If that movie would have been made, it would have had a cult following like crazy.
But do you have
The first Twilight?
the great
That Near Dark is hard to find. That's a good movie.
It is. I found it at a thrift store for $3.
You're a lucky fucker because that thing is out of print.
I know.
The only way I've been able to find that one is SD, digital copy.
Oh, I think it's sucking dick.
SD. Yeah. No,
The
it's
great-
standard definition. Yeah.
the great
like
Sharon Stone
480.
and McCarthy movie.
Oh my God!
You're the gun.
Not Way of the Gun.
No, that's a much better movie.
That's much better.
You guys will never guess what I have here.
Uh-oh.
This shit is wild. Okay, look at that. Wow.
Oh my God!
Oh.
This is what happens when you watch these episodes.
French
That's a
Connection.
good movie. I like that movie.
I don't think I've seen that one. I need to watch that one still.
I'll tell you what, it's nothing like the first movie, and that's kind of
Yeah.
what's great about it. It's just as great, but it's completely different.
He gets strung out on heroin for half the
Yeah,
movie.
and it's great. Believe it or not, yeah, it goes
Gene
nowhere where
Hackman
you think it's going to go. Yeah.
I don't like the
Really?
first one. I like that one.
And I
you
don't
like
care
the
for the
second one
first
better?
one.
I can
No.
see that. The second one has way better performances.
This is
than the
before
first
I
one.
was into Frankenheimer. I watched the first one. I watched the second one. And I go, first one, because I kept hearing how great it was, and I was like,
Yeah, me too. I didn't care for it.
I think the first one's kind of one of those things, like it's the first of its kind. Like a lot of movies have copied that style since. So when you first watch, you're like, I've seen this kind of thing before.
Yeah.
Cops tailing a guy and they find something, big fucking deal. But yeah, the second one's he's on a personal vendetta to catch the guy from the first movie, and he gets strung out on heroin, and it's fucking wonderful. It's the best performance I've ever seen Gene Hackman do. He's great. I mean, he's great in a lot of stuff, but he's really great in that one. Holy crap!
We'll have to watch that then.
Yeah, it's worth it. It's worth checking out.
Yeah.
I like the story better. Okay, so she's running around the library.
Huh?
Clarence Williams III is. They're also hinting at him because he hit his bottle of liquor in like a boot shaped package, and she was down there and saw it and freaked the fuck out. And then she goes and rats on him, and there's all these like false leads, and it didn't go far enough in those directions to matter.
Well, is that a problem because of the length of the episode? If this was an
That's
hour,
what
would it
made
be
me
better?
angry. This it sets up all of these things and then just changes its mind, decides to go nowhere. I mean, nowhere.
The reason it's not a problem with the length of the episode is because they spend the first 2.5 minutes of the episode with fucking pre-roll credits. So we know that they didn't give a shit about how long it was.
Yeah.
They were trying to fill time as it was.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they're working on a script. The script is seems like
short.
it's really short. Yeah. And he should have just got rid of the prequel, like just sitting there on the painting on the wall. This show's fucking obsessed with paintings. They should have just cut that fucking out and move and shorten the hell out of that scene in the beginning with her. It had nothing to do with the rest of the plot other than she had a knife. She could have gotten it 1,000 different ways. She could have just grabbed her paper thing on her desk and stabbed her with that at the end.
The pencils would have been good.
The pencils would have been a nice setup. That would have been like, a setup that would have been paid off. But there's another thing that doesn't go
Choked her
anywhere.
with her own hair. Something fun.
Yeah.
Well, I told you if that would have happened, if that lady would have taken something out of that bizarre hairstyle of hers, and it would have been the murder weapon, I would have said this is the best episode of Tales From The Crypt I've ever seen. Of course, that didn't happen. So
Here's how I know the ending was ineffective. I was going, okay, we first were like, it's Adamant. And I was like, okay, way too obvious. They're hitting way too hard. Okay, Clarence William, they're hitting too hard right off the bat. No, it's her boss. It's her boss. I got it. I figured this episode out. They go upstairs at the end. She's like, why'd you lock the door? And she starts freaking out. And you think it's because she's scared, but ends up being she's the killer. She stabs her in the chest a bunch of times. And she's like, I guess I got to leave city. And I was going, okay. I wasn't mad. I just went, oh, that didn't matter. Adam and Jansen seem like they're pretty mad at that, but I was kind of like, oh, that wasn't earned. I don't care.
I'm mad because I think Jansen deserved a better episode for his last spot on the show. He deserved better.
I mean, I don't really have much of a choice.
Are you going out to see?
I took a new
Adam.
position with my job.
Oh.
Jensen
I have to
loves
work
demons,
nights.
so he's gonna go.
Well, it's not like you can't be on another show because there's other nights in the week.
Well, I'm going to be working Monday through Friday evenings. So unless these guys switch to doing it on a weekend night, I can't do any of the shows.
Well, doesn't Frank do a Saturday show?
Who cares?
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't know about
Oh.
Frank's not here. Fuck him. The only Frank I care about is Frankenheimer.
that. Oh my god.
Frank,
His name is my name too.
fuck my Beheimer.
Nobody's
What the
ever
hell?
seen this
What
movie.
is that?
Nobody's ever seen it. It's one of his first movies.
What is that?
The Young Stranger.
It
Who's
looks
in
like
it?
a younger version of Jared Fogle.
James MacArthur.
Jared Fogle.
Jared Fogle, the movie.
Wow, that'd be fantastic. I'd watch that.
This is a good one.
Oh shit, Warren Beatty, Carl Malden. Okay, that's pretty good.
It's a good movie.
All Fall Down. Interesting.
All Fall Down. It's a good movie. I have mentioned.
Well, we talked about a lot of good movies, but we didn't talk about a good TV show.
You know what? We didn't really watch a great one. But here's
You
7
didn't-
Days of May. Rod Serling wrote this movie.
Hey,
It's a good one. Really good one.
I gotta watch
Tales
that
from
one.
the Crypt would have been more effective if it would have changed its name from Tales from the Crypt to Phoning in Performances for Coke Money, because that's exactly what it was. This whole series has been phoning in performances for Coke Money.
Tales from the Coke Money.
Yeah.
Tales from the sitcom actor who wants to be in a adult situation episode, John Stamos style.
Right.
That's what it should be called.
Christopher Reeve and the girl from that one movie.
Don't watch this.
Wow.
Leah
that's-
Thompson's last stop before fucking the duck.
Oh my god, I forgot about that episode.
That's the last one I can remember, only because we were
Wow.
talking about Leah Thompson. Howard the Duck. The end
You
of her
took my
career.
beauty from me, you bastard.
Here's where we're at.
No, we're not.
We've watched several Tales from the Crypt episodes. We've watched almost no good ones. This episode is so middle of the road, but I still enjoyed it way more than the rest that I almost want to put in tier 1. But it doesn't deserve that. It's going middle tier. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It's no Yellow, but Yellow wasn't even a Tales from the Crypt episode.
Yeah, it's unfair.
So unfair. This show is so fucking unfair.
This show is like being in limbo. You know, they just force you to watch these until you fucking like lose your mind. It's hell on earth. It really is. It's awful show. Fuck this show.
Word.
Anybody else? Jansen, it's your last episode.
Good fucking riddance. I hated my time here, and I think this has cut at least 6 years off my life.
More than likely, yeah.
We love you too, buddy.
I'm just joking. It's been fun to do this with you guys. I obviously wouldn't
wish I
keep
cut out
doing it if I
more.
didn't have a good time. But I can't say that I'm gonna miss Tales from the Crypt. I might miss on the other stuff.
Well,
We'll figure out a Saturday show.
Someday.
Let's figure out a Saturday show for Jansen to come on.
yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I've decided we're not going to do the every 5 episodes Tales from the Crypt thing. That's done. I'm not doing
Thank
that.
God.
Shut that off.
God bless you for that. Jesus Christ.
I just can't. I just can't because this is the episode I was most excited for. It's all fucking downhill from here for me. Like there's nothing left for me.
This
And
is
that's a
true.
fucking bummer. And my high point was this, and it wasn't even that great.
Word.
Dick, you said this was a good episode. How dare you?
I like
It's not a bad episode.
It's terrible.
It's not good either.
not terrible.
But on the top 10, I mean, I'm saying off of the top 10 episodes off the top of my head, I was like, okay, that one was Frankenheimer. That's why I remembered it. And the twist at the end was okay, it's a twist like that. Okay, fine. It just was memorable in the sense that it was Frankenheimer more than anything else.
Yeah,
It was for Phoenix. It wasn't for you.
I don't
Okay.
agree with Adam. It's terrible. I think he's overreacting.
All right, it's not terrible. I'll give it a 4 out of 10. That's as high as I can go with this.
Wow.
4 out of 10.
I'm gonna go
It's
7.
definitely not average. It made me angry. It's 4 out of 10.
What about you guys?
6.
Yeah,
I give it a 7.
6 is good. 6.24825.
If the ending was better and it followed through the plot, it would have been a really
Yes.
solid episode.
If it would have finished any of the things that it started to set up, I would have
Exactly.
given it a 6 or a 7. But it didn't, so it made me angry, and I gave it a 4.
But that's okay. We got better episodes to watch now in other shows.
Okay, good.
Agreed. Yeah.
Let me finish the other shows.
Of non-Tales from the Crypt episodes.
Because we got a lot of Alfred Hitchcock mysteries to watch.
Yeah.
And I think those are going to be pretty good.
Next week we are watching the remake of the episode that Adam chose, which is Alfred Hitchcock Presents 55 107 Breakdown. We're going to watch the 85 remake, which is 108, I believe, of that show. Breakdown as well. It looks terrible. I skimmed through it to make my poster. It's very different from what I could tell. I didn't really get a good sense of it because I just literally skimmed through without any sound, but it looks fucking terrible.
Jansen found us a really good episode of Outer Limits that we enjoyed too, so that gives me hope for that show.
Yeah, this is why
Outer Limits is a good show. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Going to have equally as much of a chance as the rest of the shows. Hopefully, I don't keep fucking drawing it because that, unless it's like you guys and your hatred for me going into some weird thing where
you could just take it off the list and not have that problem.
There you go. Yeah. We'll turn the other. We'll look the other way. Yeah.
It deserves a chance.
No, it doesn't.
I say this: if you're going to leave it on the list, if you hit it the first time, you get one reroll. If you hit it a second time, you have to pick one.
That's someone that cursed.
Exactly.
You are cursed. We already
meant to beat it
experienced that.
It's cursed.
See,
It is cursed.
okay, so all of us went. I mean, Dick, you didn't really get a chance on the wheel because you're choosing your favorite episode of that show, so you didn't get a chance. But all the rest of us went, and I had more shows than ever at the point when I spun, and I still got it. It's not fair.
Not forget, do we have Poltergeist: The Legacy on the list of shows, anthology shows?
No, I don't.
Technically, is that an anthology show though? Because
because it's the same people. So it's different episodes of the same people. But then again, Friday the 13th, the series would fall into that same category too. Then, so I don't know. That's one you might have to flip a coin on.
This is where we get a little into the mud, which is Friday the 13th. The series is really not a whole lot different than X-Files.
Yeah.
As far as two main characters, and they do this. But I consider Friday the 13th an anthology. I consider X-Files just a series. I don't consider that anthology. Every episode's different, but so is Star Trek.
I mean, X-Files stories overlap, though, don't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, they do.
The stories overlap with the Friday the 13th show.
They have their
kind of a one-off.
Not really. No. Every week's kind of a different thing. So, but it's the same people. Yeah.
The only ones I have on the list that are kind of like that are Friday the 13th and then Hitchhiker. Like I have those on there, but I don't have like Incredible Hulk, which is very similar, or like what's that? Quantum Leap. I don't have that on there.
I'll tell you what, Phoenix. If you want to make your list smaller, if you guys agree with me, we could vote on this. But what I consider anthology is each week is different characters, different story. That is true anthology. If you have the same characters and it's a different story every week, it's not really an anthology because it's the same characters carrying out the same missions.
You guys got to do that new Hulu anthology show because that'll make everybody mad.
Into the Dark?
Yeah.
It's on the list.
It's really bad, huh?
The first 2 episodes were garbage. I couldn't watch anymore.
That's not good, man. You got to establish these
movies.
What happened? Why is it people don't understand the concept of a pilot anymore? It's like you have to make sure your first episode really gets the audience hooked into your show to be willing to come back and suffer some more.
Well, that isn't even a show. It's not a TV show. It's them releasing these shitty movies in the form of a show so that they don't have to be held responsible for you release this movie that's shitty. And they're like, no, it's a TV show. It's just full movies that are just on there.
That's lame. Yeah.
Wait, are we talking? No, I'm talking about Monsterland, not Into the Dark.
Oh,
yeah, no. We're talking about the one that Jansen was talking about. He says the first 2 episodes are garbage, and I'm like, why is it people don't grasp the concept of a pilot anymore? They just assume that everybody's going to just marathon everything and then decide they hate it like a whole season later. Lame.
Well, think about shows that have bad first seasons, like Star Trek.
They have bad first seasons, but there's still a couple of episodes that are good enough that they'll keep you coming back. They have to make sure that the first episode that they show is good enough to keep you coming back. Because you and I were talking about that earlier, Star Trek Season 1 showed the episodes out of order. The pilot was supposed to be Where No Man Has Gone Before, and they showed that as the third episode. But the one that they showed first with the salt monster, I didn't think that was a bad episode. I thought that was pretty decent. So...
yeah, it's I don't know. Pilots are always interesting. I don't want them to do what Star Trek did, which is throw their pilot in the 2 fucking episodes and say, "Oh, we have a camera
their
on."
original pilot, yeah.
So dumb. But episode, I don't want to do Tales from the Crypt anymore, but I still want it to have it on the list because I want to have a chance. It'll stay on there.
I think you take it out. I think it deserves to be removed from the wheel.
Well, just leave it on the wheel. But if you pick it right now, don't ignore it. Re-roll it again.
Yeah, I like Dick's idea of a second spin.
No, I don't want to give it too much power. Fuck that.
I think we should write HBO and be like, listen, we need you to destroy this from your archives and take it off every platform that it's on, so it can never be shown the daylight ever again.
But Jansen, so many people say this show is awesome. Right? They just
what they're all fucking 17 brain cells short of being human.
They remember something completely different.
I want them to start back up the Two-Fisted Tales. I want them to throw Yellow back on that, get Richard Donner involved. He's not doing anything. And just continue that series and just say, this was never Tales from the Crypt. What the fuck's Tales from the Crypt? Why do you keep talking about this? We buried that. But I don't want to give enough power to remove it. We're gonna take this if it shows up. I'll watch it by myself. That's fine.
Yeah, I think we should be allowed to take a mulligan if you pick another Tales from the Crypt.
I'll just do it solo.
Yeah, do a solo stream. Then we'll
I'll watch them.
We'll make funny in the comment section.
I'll watch it. I'll watch anything. I've seen so much bad stuff in my life. I'll watch anything.
Oh yeah, if you've gone to the movies in the last 2 or 3 years, you have seen a lot of bad
Pretty
stuff.
much. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell. Well, that's okay. They're not coming back, so we're all right.
Terminator, Dark Fate. We're bringing it back. Yeah.
Great.
All right.
ATSTs.
Let's get out of here.
Terminator series. It's so great.
You guys have anything else to say about this episode?
No.
No.
Gwyneth Paltrow's a bitch.
No, right?
For all the people that have been involved with this show and all the hands that have touched it, there's just no clear direction in sight.
It should be way better than it is.
Really is. Even the producers, it's like, did anybody even look at the dailies when these things were being made?
Would you say Tales from the Crypt is the uncle that molested you show?
Where I remember my Uncle fondly. Love being molested. In that sense, I guess yeah.
Well, no, because it's like you forgot. You always thought he was a nice guy. You always thought, oh, maybe he was all right. We got along sometimes. And then you realize, oh, my God, no. He used to fondle me under the picnic table. And then he took me in the back room and he mouth fucked me. Something terrible.
No, you know what it is we're talking about it. You always remember the Crypt Keeper talking. You don't never remember the episode. And the reason we don't remember the episodes is because they're absolute dog shit.
You just woke up the neighborhood.
Nah.
Remember the opening and outro where the Crypt Keeper was opening a briefcase and talking about selling houses or some shit?
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You know what I was? What was the air date of that episode?
92.
I wonder if Glengarry Glen Ross came out that weekend.
Ooh, it's possible.
I
Give
don't
us
know.
way too much thought.
I did. I really did.
Yeah.
That's a
Maybe.
That is a
Maybe.
stretch.
What? So look, I'm just now curious. I got to look it up. Okay, I'm looking it up.
August 19th, 1992.
That's the Tales from the Crypt episode.
I used to like that movie, Glengarry Glen Ross, but I started to hate it because my last boss, who I absolutely hated as a despicable human being, was always quoting that movie.
Oh,
This came out a few months before that. But they could have seen the trailer.
You always come in with that steak knife speech, and I'm like, would you fucking stop with that already? God.
Oh wow!
Always be selling.
Yep.
It takes brass balls to sell real estate.
Yep.
I love it.
Jansen's the fuck out of here.
I'm a little
about-
toasted. What?
Yeah.
Can you do a drunken rant right now? Just go for a few minutes.
I already
Yeah.
did, dude. I'm fucking done. I
Did
checked
you?
out. Yeah. I said, fuck this shit. I'm glad I'm leaving. Y'all can kiss my fucking pearly white ass.
Keep going, Jansen.
That's
This
it.
is
That's all I got. I don't know. I can't keep going because I really
I
do
mean, for
like
most of the episode, it looked like that microphone was keeping you from falling over.
I mean, I was falling asleep while we were watching it a little bit. Not gonna lie.
But it's John Frankenheimer.
Well, I mean, if that tells you anything about what I enjoy, Phoenix has a small wiener.
That's
Yes,
what you enjoy?
exactly.
What the fuck's wrong with you?
Hey, knock knock. Phoenix has a small wiener. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Go fuck yourself.
That was from Catch Me If You Can.
Yep, there you go. All right, I'm out.
Bye.
Until next time. In the meantime, I'm Phoenix West.
I'm Jansen Carlin.
I'm Adam Wilcox.
Dick.
Jansen, please come back when we have a non-Tales from the Crypt episode. Just one last.
I will happily come back anytime it's not Tales from the Crypt.
Let's do a proper goodbye. This is not fair. I'm sorry. This was so
It's not goodbye. It's I'll see you guys around later.
No. He's going to a farm upstate.
Yeah, that's true.
He's going to go run around, having so much freedom.
Yeah, and then they're gonna,
It's
Take a-
see you next Tuesday.
wanna
take
take
a
'em outside the-
compressed air cannon, put it to my temple, and shoot it.
Behind the podcasting barn and
Yeah, put me out of my fucking misery.
drag him a quarter mile and bury him in the cornfield.
Anton Sugar,
Yeah.
I want you to take this and put it against your head.
All right. Bye.
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 Bye, Hansen. Jansenism's dead.
Hanson? No.
Jansenism's not